Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis, and I hope everybody had a great Christmas Eve and a great Christmas Day. Uncle Charles having a great day. Did a little bit of traveling, got to see, more family on my wife's side, and got to eat some really good food, got to see my kids open up some nice presents. But let's get down to business, okay, guys? As you guys know, we are sheeps. So, as sheeps, we have to check out the bull case scenario and the bear case scenario, and that's what Uncle Charles does on his channel. Is to identify both scenario and how are we going to trade it. Well, how we trade it is I like to focus strictly on the price action. I don't do predictions. Strictly on the price action, focusing on the levels and the setups beforehand so we can trade it in real time. Now, on my last video, Uncle Charles talked about two important pivot levels. I talked about the 591 level, which was based on the multi-month trend line, this white multi-month trend line right here, and the 592.6 level, which was based on a macro level, fib level. And I said, if we cleared those levels, you guys want to look to long, we could get some upside. And the support that I was looking at the time was 589 and 587 with the critical one at 586. We break down those levels, then we would have looked to short to the downside. Well, we look at the charts. Remember, as sheeps, we're not trying to predict the market. We're not trying to force our will on the market. We're just looking to react unbiasedly, okay? So what level did I give you guys? Well, let's take a look at Tuesday. Well, on Monday, actually, we cleared the 591 level. All right, this 591 level right there. Let me change the line to green. Okay, just so you know where the 591 level is. All right, you guys can see where the arrow is pointing. How we cleared 591 on the 15-minute chart. It's a 15-minute chart. I like to use the levels and trade on the 15-minute chart. Play it level to level. Cleared 591, smashed my next target at 592.6. That's where you want to take most profits and leave a runner. Okay? Now the next setup was it needed to clear 592.6. Remember, that was a macro level, fib level. And look what happened when we cleared it on the 15-minute chart. We even back tested it as a support. It did not close below 592.6 on the 15-minute chart. That means the breakout was not invalidated. It was not a false breakout. It held. And look at that. Hit the next target at 594. All right, 594. If you guys go to right here, my ETF levels. Okay, 590 above 592.6. I had 594 and 596 written down there. So, well, you see that? 592.6 hit 594. And look what happened. It cleared 594 on the 15-minute chart. Look at that. It continued upwards, guys. And what happened the next day on Christmas Eve? I had a 596 level. You guys can see it opened above 596. It stayed above 596. No official close on the 15-minute chart. Stayed above 596. Clear. I had a 598 level. Cleared 598 on the 15-minute chart. And it continued upwards. I had a 602 level. Went around 602 before pulling back. And now here we are. Okay? Do we all understand how to use the pivot levels? Okay, we clear on the 15-minute chart or higher. We break out. You want to look to long. If it, like this, for example, that's a breakout. Okay, if it breaks down like this, for example, it closed on the 15-minute chart, breaks down support, you want to look to short. If that makes sense. Okay? So, now we go back to the daily chart. Look at the context. We recap false breakdown, recaptured a multi-month trend line, pushed back to the upside. Now, that's the bullish way to look at it. If you look at it from the bearish way, you can see that we could be forming the right shoulder of a head and shoulder pattern. This would be the left shoulder. This would be the head. And we could be forming a right shoulder. Okay? So we have reasons to be bullish. We have reasons to be bearish. How do we trade this crap? As of right now, I have resistance at 600 and 602. The same way I showed you guys just now how we traded on the 15-minute chart. You want to look to long, we clear resistance, look to short when we break down support. If we clear 600 and 602, There's a good chance that SPY is going to pop up higher to 604 and possibly go retest all-time high, which is all the way up at 609-ish. Okay? But we need to clear 602, 600 and 602 today for more upside. If this is a dead cat bounce, or if this is the right shoulder of a bearish pattern forming, support levels must fail. 598 must fail. 596 must fail. 594. And this could send us all the way back down to the multi-month trend line, which is around 593 to 592.6 area. Okay, I'll be looking at the 592.6 level though. All right, and below 592.6, I would definitely be bearish again and trust this head and shoulder pattern. And that could possibly send us all the way back down to the low 580 to 584 area. If that bearish pattern plays out, maybe even lower than that. Bears would love that, okay? So to keep it simple, 600 and 602 clears, the bounce continues, all right? We break down 598, 596, and 594. We are dropping back to the downside to at least 592.6 and 591 area. And below those levels, bears take back control. We could get a lower high in or right shoulder in, okay? Triple Q, beautiful bounce as well last week. But right now, we have a fib level at 528.6. If bulls can clear that level, 530, 532, and 534 will all be back in play. And above those levels, all-time high was around 539-ish. We could go retest that, okay? If it's pullback time, we want to look to short if 526 fails. Okay, I have a fib level support at 526. Okay, if that level fails, well, actually 526.2. If that level fails, 525, 523.6, 522, and 520.5 are all back in play. Below 523.6, I would once again be bear bias. Tesla, as of right now, is around 469.3-ish, okay? I have a few support levels from where it's at, okay? 468, 466, 464, 462.7, 461, and 459. Those are all support levels, okay? If they fail, we'll likely get back a pullback. It's trying to gap up right now. We could get a gapping crap when support levels fail, starting with 468 and then 466. Okay, below 461, I would be bear biased again on Tesla and favor the correction to continue to the downside. Okay, otherwise, if we clear the next resistance at 470, 472 and 473.5 would be in play, and above 473.5, which is a fib level, I'll definitely be bullish in favor. We head all the way back up to the 483 to 488 area to retest this previous high over here back in mid-December. Okay, NVDA, we got the breakout of this multi-week, or I guess you could say multi-month now, because this is started in November. But yeah, we got the breakout of this downtrend line. Gotta be careful though, because we have this big body green candle followed by a doji. Gotta be careful that we don't get a big body red candle today and this turns out to be some 3-candle bearish pattern. If it is bearish though, as usual, support levels must fail. 138 and 136.5 would be the support levels to watch. If those levels fail, look to short. I would be bear bias below 136.5. That would put NVDA in false breakout mode. False breakout mode would be very bearish and give reasons price action wise for NVDA to head down lower. Okay, now if the breakout stays intact and resistant at 140 and 142 clears, that is bullish. Okay, the bull trend continues. All right, put in 146, 148, 150 plus all in play. IWM, it's consolidating a little bit, but I do have resistance at 224, 226, and 228. For this bounce to continue, it does have strength to do it. This RSI is not overbought. They're going to have to clear those resistance levels to put 230 and 232 plus in play. Otherwise, if we break down 222 and 220, We are heading down lower, down to 218, and possibly finally go hit 216.7-ish. Apple is just a monster stock. The bears hate this stock right now. I know they do. But yeah, next resistance at 258. If it clears, 260 and 262 plus is incoming. I would not look to short yet unless support at 255 can fail to put 253, 251.5, and 250 all back in play. His Amazon had a nice bounce. It cleared that 226 level that I mentioned to you guys and even treated like support. So as long as above 226, I'm bullish. Okay, as of right now, support is at 228 and then 226. I would get bearish if both those levels fail, especially 226, and then I would be bearish again. I would favor we go back and hit 222 and 220 area, maybe 226, 216, maybe even lower to 216. But it has to break down 228 and 226 to get bearish. Otherwise, still overall bullish. 230 needs to clear, and we can go hit 232 or even higher. Meta, very nice bounce. As of right now, I have resistance at 608 and 610. If those levels clear, I think we can go hit 614 and 616, and possibly even higher. If not, if support at 606, 604.5, and 603 fails, that's bearish. I would look to short with 600 or lower in play. Microsoft with a nice bounce. It recaptured that fib level at 437.6. Trying to gap up a little bit right now for bullish follow through. 440 must clear. If it does, we could definitely head up higher. 442, 443.5, 445, all the way back up to 448 would definitely be in play. But if 437.6 and 436 fails as support, that is bearish, and we'll likely drop down to 432, 430, and 428. Okay, below 428, I would definitely be bear biased again. DXY is just consolidating here, but it's still managing to stay above the 108 level. If it can stay above the 108 level, 108.6 and 109 stays in play. If 108 fails, that would be bearish. 107.5 and 107 would all be in play to the downside. Coin, I have support at 274.3. If that level fails, we are likely dropping, okay, back to the downside, very low, back to the low 260s. But resistant that I have right now, pretty far off, but I have resistant at 276, 278, 280, 282, and 283.5. For me to favor some type of bottom end, I need to see 283.5 clear. That's a fib level, critical fib level, but it was also some strong selling pressure from that level last week, okay? So I can't really favor a bottom end unless that level clears. But otherwise, before we even get there, 276, 278, 280, 282 are all levels to watch, okay? And I wouldn't look to short unless 274.3 and 273 can fail as support to put those lower targets in play. DOGE, well, it broke out that little range, broke above 32 cent, came just shy of the 34 cent, now broke back below 32 cent. It's just looking like it's lost its strength for now, and it's in a chop phase, okay? It's in the chop phase. Chop range that I got is 34 cents down to 30 cents. So we'll see how long it wants to base, how long it wants to consolidate in this range. But I mean, that 32, when it cleared 32 cents, it gave a little bounce, but not impressive at all. And I'll tell you, if 30 cents fail, it's going to look very bearish. Look like an M pattern forming, okay? So 34 down to 30 cents is a chop range. Whatever range it breaks, that's where I'll lean to. But right now, it's kind of looking bearish, guys. Bitcoin looking like it wants to pull back as well, but it still hasn't broken down at 93.3K Fibonacci support level, okay? If it breaks it down finally, maybe we can get a much deeper pullback to the downside for Bitcoin below 90K again. Otherwise, Still could be consolidating for more upside, and I can't favor a bottom is in unless 100K can recapture. All right, guys. So that's all. That's all I have for you guys for this morning. Good luck today. Peace.